I'll just start with the brief introduction. So first, just to introduce, I have eminent speakers with me. We have from Bentley, Tathagata, we have Anik and Prateek Singh. We have Dr. Shumank, who's Associate Professor, IMS Ghaziabad. So, and myself, Dr. Gaurav Kumar Chawla. I'm founder and CEO, GKC Consultants. So, the agenda of this webinar, what we're planning to do is basically everywhere we are talking, and it's been going a lot about lean construction, which is nowadays a need for all the construction projects. So how that we can integrate that lean construction, those principles that we have with 4D BIM and with the help of the software called as Synchro, which is from Bentley. So I'll just start the brief about us, about the 4D BIM part. I'm sure many of you might have already been aware of 4D BIM or 5D BIM terminology. Then I'll hand over to Dr. Shumank, who will actually explain the lean construction principles. So he's been, a fellow researcher at IIT Delhi. So he's got a tremendous experience on construction projects, construction methodologies, and all those things. And after that, we'll hand over to Bentley team to give you how that 4D BIM works and how this tool, Synchro, is going to help us out, along with some live case studies as well. So just to start with, we, as GKC Consultants, more than a decade-old company, mainly into project management and building information modeling consulting projects. So we do lots of consulting, training, and yes, we are the prime channel partners, or I would say the preferred channel partners with Bentley for Synchro 4D, 5D BIM when it comes in. So if you notice the logos that we have placed out here, we are the channel partners. We are also certified professionals for Bentley Synchro. And I'm also a Bentley Synchro certified trainer and training partners with Bentley. And overall, so we do all the other softwares from Bentley like STAT, Plaxis, Open Roads, Open Buildings, all. But majority of our projects, majority of our work is on or around Bentley Synchro only. So just to start with, this is about us. As I said, more than a decade-old organization, and overall, we have rendered or catered to more than 20 countries for the trainings, for the consulting services, or the software skills that we have provided. And the proud moment that we always add in all our presentations that so far, I myself being that passionate trainer for project management, Primavera, Synchro, BIM, and all that, I've trained more than 75 professionals throughout across the globe. The focus is again more towards, construction is industry, or I would say construction projects are really very challenging, and lots of, issues are there. We all know that how it works. Still working on that paper, still working on that 2D drawings. Many places even I have found, the 3D is not yet even adequate. So making sure to get these advantages, the leverage of technology to deliver your project successfully, that's what we help out. So we help out in scheduling using Primavera or MS Project. We help out in creating the BIM models using Revit or Nevis. And also we are doing a lot projects like, the airport and all I'll share further with Bentley Synchro to give you the adequate results to make sure that you are able to minimize the risk, save your time and cost to deliver the projects in a required manner. This is the brief profile that I carry. Started my career in 2002. And again, as I said, passionate trainer and certified for, more than 30, 35 certifications, professional certifications I carry, like Prince 2, PMP, Google Certified Project Management Professional, Columbia University, and PMI, Gen AI, Bentley Synchro, Autodesk, and all those things. And in this 23 years of career, I've been awarded in India, Malaysia, Dubai, Bangladesh, Nepal for the work that we have done. So I'm not going to put more effort on this. You can please go through with my LinkedIn profile to know more about me. And that's how we are running, again, from the technology and the quality perspectives. So when we talk about services, we have three lines of businesses. One, we call it as Construct Tech Solutions, where we are talking about software sales. As I mentioned, majority of Bentley system softwares, be it CD like ProjectWise, be it your 4D like Syntro, for structural like StatPro, Plaxis, Open Roads, Open Buildings, Open Tunnel. I mean, all that you name it, we have it. And not just the licensing part, we just try to provide end-to-end solutions that includes training and consulting services. So that's what is our main, I would say, core area of working, where we are providing the advisory and consulting services, how to get the best out of it. So let's say, for example, when we say Primavera, everyone knows Primavera is a project management tool, and we use it for scheduling, resource management, cost management. But how to get the best out of it? How to get the results and proper training and proper implementation, that's what we support. And training services for project management, risk, quality, tools, that all we are into. So these are some of the technology partners we are working with. Now going further, the major clientele that we have. I'll just showcase some of our 4D BIM projects as well. So just to highlight, we are, associated with NCRTC for the high-speed train. We are working with L&T, and we have worked with L&T for Delhi International Airport, Terminal 1 expansion. We are also working on Jewar Airport with Tata Projects, Navi Mumbai Airport with Boomer Group, and Pune IT City Metro, Delhi Metro with HCC, and a lot more that we are already working with. So NBCC, M3M, that's all, we have been working with all these titles. Just to showcase some of our 4D BIM projects. So first, we always highlight the Terminal 1 expansion, Delhi Airport. We all have seen that, how it worked. Though we weren't part of, we were associated with L&T for this project. So the brief scope was to provide the Syntro license plus training and the complete man-month services. So one of our resource was deputed at site at the Terminal 1 expansion site from end-to-end project delivery. So it was not just to give a software and training and then done. So giving them the complete results on how the 4D is going to help. So planning your baseline simulations, then plan versus actual simulation, monthly reports, updates and all. So that was the scope that we had on Delhi Airport. Jewar Airport, we have got the fifth dimension as well. So mainly the monitoring is being done through drones and side cameras. And that all is being done on Syntro again. And a couple of resources are deputed out there. We got 50 man-months contract. It's still continuing, and the resources are deputed. Some of the 4D projects like Digital Bit, that was in Singapore, and we are working with Chapurji for Chennai Metro, Tata Realty for Pune IT City Metro, M3M. We have done a few projects for them on their residential complexes. Also, we are working at Navi Mumbai with Boomer Group, and there we are providing a 3D BIM services. Plus the scheduling services. So resources again are deputed out there and providing the results. So some of the achievements that I was mentioning out, the accolades that we have in India and abroad. So the best trainer, company of the year and all that. And the events that we keep on doing along with Bentley or some other places like your MSME forums, the PMI, we are very active in PMI as well. So even I was part of one of the board members as a VP communication at PMI North India chapter. So closely associated with PMI as well to make sure that all the project management best practices are being done out here. So I'll just quickly move on to the 4D BIM part. So we all know that we create a model that is the 3D that we with the help of Revit or some other tool that we do. But that model becomes live, or I would say the simulation comes in once we add the fourth dimension to it. That generally we are doing in Primavera, MS Project or any other project management software. So the 3D model is when it is connected to the time or the schedule, it becomes fourth dimension. So that's why the fourth dimension is more towards the project management or the time management part. Then once we add the costing to it, that goes to the fifth dimension, like cost, resource management, and all comes in. So where all it is being used. So mainly we say our project, we have two stages. I mean, though we have multiple stages in the project, so majority we count as planning and execution stage or monitoring stage. So planning, first we need to plan the entire 4D BIM simulation. So once we have the schedule in Primavera, let's say if we don't have, we can directly do it in Syntro as well. I'm not going to put more focus on Syntro because Bentley team will give you the entire details. Though again, I'm a certified trainer and professional for Syntro, so technical I can also jump in as and when required. So what we do is we can create the entire planning or the entire critical path in Syntro itself. The scheduling so Syntro has got its own scheduling engine. So if it is not there, mostly we all are using MS Project or Primavera. We get that data in. We use scenarios like what if scenarios. We look at the critical path. We check our milestones. Are they really feasible? We look out for the constraints. We talk about the resource, man, machinery, material. And that all, once this all is completed, our plan, the baseline gets freezed. And in 4D also that the 4D BIM baseline gets in. And then monitoring is what all was planned, how we are doing it out. We get the data back from site based on the execution. We check the progress against the timelines, against the cost and all those things. And instead of just comparing on the Gantt charts or looking at some Excel sheets, we are able to see that live. That's why I call this, when we say 45 BIM, it makes our model live. So we are able to see that live simulations, the animations that, how much it was supposed to be done and where it is. And this all is completed with this simple 4D BIM process. You have a plan, you have a 3D model, get both the things imported, link activities with the model, as and when required, add the components, add more resources to it, and freeze that baseline schedule. Check your constraints, check your milestone, check your limitations. The milestone is done, your baseline is freezed. You can run that baseline simulation, and you can call it as, once that model is ready, that's your VDC, virtual design construction model. Then we start putting up the actual through site app, through drones, through cameras, manual feeding and all that, or reporting again from Primavera, and start comparing plan versus actual. We talk about look at, based on the current status, where I'll be in the next 3 months, or what will the status in the next 2 months, what all are the critical activities happening, what all are the critical activities expected to start in the next couple of months. So all those look aheads, plan versus actual, but not just the Gantt chart, proper 4D view simulations you can see. So, and at the end, you can further connect it with Power BI and all for your interactive dashboards. So this is the entire 4D, 5D in a crisp, I would say, in a nutshell. So generally in details, of course, it's a detailed concept that we need to talk about. So looking at the time crunch, because I have, main focus we need to put on lean and how the software can help us out for this lean construction. So I'm just pausing myself here and giving it to Dr. Shumank. But before I just pass it on, you may please take our coordinates, our contact details and all. Maybe in future, as and when required, we'll display the screen at the end again. You can again connect with us for any kind of scheduling, 3D BIM, 4D BIM, 5D BIM, or the BIM related services, including Bentley software. So, Dr. Shumank, good morning. You're there?
Yes, I'm here.
So thanks, Dr. Shumank, for joining in. And I just tried to, just took it in a very brief manner about 4D, and I've not touched on the lean concepts. So I just want you to take it over. I'm stopping my screen share. It's all yours, sir. Thank you.
So, welcome everyone. I am Shumank, and I'm a PhD from Newcastle, and all focuses on the area of how to improve efficiency, which kind of revolves around integration of BIM principles with construction efficiency improvement. And I'm currently working as an associate professor at Institute of Management Studies, Ghaziabad, in the domain of operations and project management, where we provide specialized training on lean and project management to the students as well as the corporate professionals. So talking about lean construction, the main principle behind lean is to improve the efficiency and reduce waste. So here, when we look into the concept of lean, the major focus of us as a lean consultant is to look into the value we are delivering to the client, where we emphasize on continuous improvement through collaboration between all the parties. So when we do collaboration, it tends to reduce the variability in the processes because the processes are streamlined and the outcomes are improved. So here, tools like 4D BIM comes into play because they help us in digitally planning all those activities because like as Gaurav ji has mentioned, Synchro is one of the tools which looked into those phenomena. And then furthermore, when we implement technology, so it also helps us in reducing waste. So that makes our construction sustainable, and we are able to easily predict the like the timelines, and we are easily able to eradicate the delays that are happening. So looking into the core principles, so the major thing that we look in lean is like we have to identify and deliver the client defined value. So for this purpose, we map the complete value stream, and then we try to identify what are the constraints, and then we resolve those. For this purpose, we create a continuous workflow where we use pull-based systems and we avoid push-based systems. So based on this, we practice perfection through iterative learnings. When I say iterative learning, it's all about we take a note across all the processes, and we just note it down to learn that what mistakes have happened. And in this process, we involve the teams at all the level. So lean is like if say it, sum it up. So it's like lean principles are more about like creating an equitable workplace climate for the individuals who are involved in the team, which helps us in improving the process flows, and which overall enhances efficiency of whatever work we do as far as construction is concerned as well. So major thing that we look into lean construction is to focus on reducing waste. So for this purpose, we have to understand what types of waste occur in construction. So first one is overproduction of materials, or like there are over allocation of resources in the task. Here, which this kind of thing, like if we over acquire the material, so it kind of like affects the space and space planning and managing of the work. So this kind of like creates a waiting time period, and like this is because of there is a lack of there is delay or there is lack of information. Furthermore, this leads to unnecessary transportation motion. So this is another kind of waste that occurs in construction activity as part of lean. And then finally, it's over processing beyond the requirement. So this over processing beyond the requirement kind of like creates movement problem on the sites. And then there is like excess inventory on site. So if we have excessive inventory on site, then a logistical movement again is a problem. And when this process affects the overall thing, uh, like generally constructions in case of construction, so if there is a defect in the work, then rework is required. So defect in order to reduce, and so this costs the contractors a lot. So these are the kind of waste that we come across in the construction sector. And then for this purpose, we use lean tools and techniques to resolve these kinds of waste. So first thing is last planner system, where we focus on controlling the workflow. To serve this, we look into the takt time, where we look into measuring the customer demand in order to match what is required at the site. And for this purpose, if any problem happens, we perform root cause analysis and these things. And furthermore, we also do like kickoff meetings where daily huddles are performed. Like daily huddles are kind of like performed in case of to enhance the coordination between the team, and the team should about the value stream to get insights from the process. So this helps us in standardizing the work procedures. So lean tools and techniques like kind of helps us in reducing the waste by standardizing the work procedures. And then quoting Professor Skella, so he said visualization is one of the most important tools to implement lean, because if it is visible, you can easily resolve it. So that's where 4D BIM helps us and serves as a lean enabler. So visualization, because with the help of when we look into the 4D part of the BIM, we can easily visualize what are the construction sequences over the time, and this kind of helps us in creating a pull-based model where workflows can be mapped, and this further helps us in identifying the scheduling conflicts, like any kind of scheduling conflicts or process delays at the early stage when the project starts. So this further uh, helps us in improving the stakeholders' understanding of the project, and it facilitates just-in-time delivery. So, in other words, when we say 4D BIM helps us in integrating lean planning with the spatial models. So, looking into the benefits, so when we kind of like integrate lean and 4D BIM, so we get shorter project duration. There are limited amounts of errors. Resource utilization can be done in a better way. The schedules become more predictable and reliable. And then the best part is we can improve the safety and logistics. So this furthermore helps us in serving the client with higher satisfaction, which can be observed both amongst the client and the project team. So when we implement a lean culture within our project team, so first we have to build a lean culture through leadership. Then we have to train the teams on lean methods. Uh, and then we can do some small pilot projects where the team are working on the lean techniques. So for this purpose, we have to train our workers on this would ensure accurate model and schedule data. And furthermore, using drones, and like when we use drones and integrate it with 4D BIM, so we can easily monitor and adapt the site performance based on the performance data. So as planned schedule will also improve when once we bring in lean principles and 4D BIM. So that's all from my side.
Thanks, Dr. Shumank. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So it was very crisp, but really good presentation. And we talked about lean. And see, we are getting some responses for the fees and all that. We'll take it up at the end. So everyone, if you have any questions, you just start typing it out. And at the end, we will take the questions from everyone. And the best ones, and the best possible way. In case some questions are still left, then we can again discuss offline also. So with this, again, thanks a lot, Dr. Shumank, for your insights. So I would like to invite Team Bentley to start talking about Syntro 4D and how it can get benefit. So how it will be a beneficial one for the lean construction perspective.
Hi, hope my screen is visible now.
Yes, we can see that.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So my name is Tathagata, and along with me, my colleague Anik will present how 4D BIM enhances lean construction. We are product success managers at Bentley Systems, focusing on Synchro. So let's get started. Gaurav sir has already spoken about this, but just to put things into context, and let's start with the basics. Some of you might be knowing, but for everyone else, what exactly is 4D BIM? 4D BIM, or Building Information Modeling, integrates 3D models with time-related information to create a virtual construction sequence. And in this process, it allows a comprehensive visualization of how the project will unfold over time. Now, in the pre-construction stage, a 4D construction sequence is supposed to act as a digital rehearsal of the project. This helps the project teams to plan visually and collaborate with the stakeholders, and weeding out some issues which can act as a bottleneck later on. Now, coming to the main topic of today's webinar, how 4D BIM enhances lean construction methodologies. And we are going to discuss this keeping Synchro in focus. Synchro, as again Dr. Gupta has already shared this, but Synchro is Bentley's digital construction delivery solution. It helps to integrate high-value construction data, such as schedules, quantities, and progress data, with comprehensive engineering information. So this empowers teams to achieve a better project visibility, program validation, and risk reduction throughout the project lifecycle. The first aspect where 4D BIM or Synchronous in particular is improved visualization. So what is easier to understand? A long list of activities with numerous links between them, or a visual representation where it is much easier to spot scheduling issues? I would assume that everyone will agree that the second point is much easier to understand. Also, a 4D construction sequence allows stakeholders to visualize the construction process over time. It helps to identify potential issues before they occur so that they can be resolved as preemptive measures. Another aspect of 4D simulation is equipment logistic planning management. And generally, in workflows where 4D is not incorporated, these are often left for the imagination, and that can be a challenging task. Using Synchro, you can plan your site logistics and plan the storage areas in the site, allowing a free movement of construction vehicles. Now, design models are generally not developed keeping constructability in mind. So Synchro gives you the tools to subdivide large design model elements into smaller chunks to suit the construction sequence. So for example, over here, using the Synchro modeler, we were able to subdivide this design model into smaller chunks to suit the WBS structure. You can subdivide using the regular tools, and even there are tools to subdivide using some non-regular shapes. And once the subdivision is done, you can bring it within the Synchro workflow or within Synchro 4D Pro and link that subdivided elements with the respective activities in the WS that follows the pouring schedule. The next advantage of using 4D BIM is efficient planning. So you start linking 3D objects with the activities in the schedule and start developing the construction sequence. In this process, you start identifying if there are some out of sequence activities or if some modifications are needed to be made to the schedule. So this flexibility of modifying schedules allows you to fine tune and rectify these schedule changes, including updating logic links within Synchro itself. So you do not necessarily have to go back to the planning tools to where you have developed the schedule to make these changes. And this entire process is something that we call 4D visual planning. Also, before you finalize the schedule, Synchro allows you to create multiple baselines and compare their hypothetical progressions before you decide the one that you're going to adopt. So over here on your screen, you can see that there are in the Gantt chart contains two baselines. And the two 3D views that you see on screen graphically represents the progressions corresponding to either of these baselines respectively. So once you have studied the progressions, you can take a more informed decision on the approach that you're going to adopt for actual construction. I'll touch upon the Bentley Infrastructure Cloud. So in construction world, we frequently meet with traditional handover process when each phase takes part in separate silos. So in case it can happen that though design was done in 3D, the construction companies end up getting 2D drawings, which obviously result in data loss. Especially this is valid for design bid build kind of projects. Design and build projects, however, can benefit from a data-centric approach which connect these separate silos. The information value grows instead of dropping across the multiple stages. And using data better is the key to address the changing environment we operate in. And Bentley's way of achieving this is via using the Bentley Infrastructure Cloud. Over here, at the core of this are ProjectWise and Synchro. Together, they help you to create this seamless flow of data across the various stages of the project lifecycle. Within the Bentley Infrastructure Cloud, integrated design and constructability reviews can help in reducing feedback loops and rework cycles. So there are collaboration options available within this cloud hosted platform. You can raise your issues and visualize all of the issues within the cloud platform itself. These issues can be design issues, constructability review issues, and you can share it within this platform across multiple stakeholders. They can then review back, and there are issue resolution workflows. All of these are integrated and embedded within the within this platform, the Bentley Infrastructure Cloud. And all of this you can do using just a website. You do not need to necessarily have any softwares installed in your system. And finally, 4D BIM can be used for risk management in projects. Identifying risks early helps to prevent unnecessary delays, rework, and resource wastage. And visualization helps in identifying the potential risks as much as possible. So teams are able to foresee the risks and work on plans to assess and provide alternative workflows to mitigate the risks. So there are tools available within Synchro that you can incorporate within the your 4D simulation, and then you can utilize these 4D simulations for your planning session, so that the workers in the site are well informed of how to utilize or how to be better prepared at the high risk zones. So to conclude, why we need 4D BIM. So 4D enabled project teams are able to coordinate resources, improve communication, and make more informed decisions during the project lifecycle. Digital rehearsal of the construction. Did someone? Anik, did you share the screen? Anik, you're on mute.
Sorry, I think it was done by mistake. I will just stop sharing it. Yeah, can you just please continue?
Just a moment. I'll come back. Yes, so why we need 4D BIM, or why 4D BIM should be adopted for lean principles. So 4D enabled project teams are able to coordinate resources, improve communication, and make more informed decisions during the project lifecycle. Digital rehearsal of the construction project can help to identify risks and critical issues so that they can be mitigated by adopting preemptive measures. You are able to run what if scenarios to assess feasibility of execution and their impact on time and on cost. And also you are able to keep track of project updates and their impact on the overall schedule. So with this, I conclude on my part of this webinar. From now on, Anik will talk about some of the case studies where 4D BIM using Synchro has been utilized, and how you can see how they can enhance the lean principles.
Thanks, Tathagata. I will just go back to my part. Just confirm me if you can see my screen.
Yeah, it's visible.
Hi, okay, fine. Okay. So thanks. Let's find out how 4D BIM with Synchro 4D helps us to integrate the lean construction philosophies with some real life examples. My name is Anik Mal, and I am a product success manager here at Bentley Systems. I've been helping organizations around the world in adopting Synchro 4D through proper training and optimizing the implementation strategies. So the first project that I'm going to talk about is from a company that's called the Kovalska Nirkumit. They are the leading developer from the city of Kiev. Here, they're developing two buildings, one for the office and another for the residence. Thanks to visual planning, the most logical conflicts were solved long before the work began. It is Synchro that allowed them to combine the many models from different disciplines in a single place. The number of models reaches more than 50, and they have combined different disciplines and sections. When all existing project models has been combined with the schedule, resulting in a very detailed 4D model, the simulation different construction scenario help them to save 2 months of time in the total project duration of 2 years, which is a 9% reduction in the total time. I would like to note in this particular simulation that in the right side, if I just go back to the video, in the left side, you can see the construction of the core structural areas. And at the same time, they're also simulating how the construction of the MEP discipline is taking place parallelly. And you would see as the top part of the building is in progress, they have already started the working in the bottom part of the building in the lower floors about MEP constructions. It does not stop here. They have actively begun to deploy the VDC engineers at their site. In order to use the model in the construction site, they have a BIM room with VDC coordinators in the each places. The 4D model is presented directly at the BIM rooms on weekly basis. Analytical progress reports based on the BIM model are displayed, and all new subcontractors analyze their BIM model and 4D model before commencing the work. They have extensively used synchro control and synchro field to create a single source of truth. This helped them to complete the project in the most challenging time of the country. Moving forward, this is the next project. We call it the Atrium Health CMC. This is an expansion project which encompasses a vast area of 2 million square feet that includes the removal of old outdated buildings to enable the construction of two replacement facilities. The project is delivered by implementing various lean concepts both during design and the construction. Over 60% of the project was prefabricated in an offsite warehouse, improving the schedule quality and safety. The team had an initial P6 plan, which was further refined in Synchro 4D Pro. This refinement or optimization was only possible due to better visualization of the schedule. Here, for example, if I pause at any point of this video, we can see in the original P6 schedule, they had only considered one entry of the material, one entry point of the material for installation. Now, when they had a better scope to visualize how the site looks like, they have further refined the schedule to consider multiple entry point of the materials in the site. Since they are able to visualize this better, they were able to do the micro scheduling and try out different scenarios before choosing the best one. For example, in the refined schedule, if I pause at any point, you'd find that the progress of the synchro refined schedule is far ahead of what they have planned previously in the original schedule. Further, along with the process of this micro level planning, they were able to avoid potential clashes and they were able to accelerate the schedule in a high pace. The classes is not only about design classes, but also about the dynamic classes. Now, in this particular example, I'm going to see that how 40 beam approach helped in the level crossing removal program in Melbourne. It involved the removal of the existing level crossing and lowering the rail line into the trench beneath the road with new premium station. To limit the chance of time overrun and to reduce the risk associated with traditional construction on-site, the structural components were constructed off-site, and the approach of design for manufacture and assembly DFMA approach was taken. This approach was mainly taken for the high-risk activities which are a part of the critical path. The new premium train station buildings were constructed using prefabricated, modularized structural steelwork frames. They highly mitigated the risk of assembling this on the site, as the area was very congested and they have very less area to do it in the site, and they have to keep the rail running as soon as possible. All the lifts were simulated using Synchro 4D, which allowed the team to position the equipments and simulate the activity to clearly understand the scope of the work and any constraint which could have affected the program, thus helping them to identify the construction safety and risk visually prior to the activity. %90 of the major lifts were sequenced using Synchro 40 Pro simulation tool. Traditionally, this used to be planned using static 2D CAD drawing in isolated files. There was no scope to take into consideration on the various interfaces work that was happening simultaneously. Compare it with the traditional method of interface checking, the Synchro model reduced the risk of clashes by 75% in the potential work, providing them a greater visibility. I hope this inspiring project's example boosts your confidence to integrate the lean construction methodologies using 4D BIM tool Synchro 4D. That concludes our presentation, and we are open to Q&A session.
Thanks, Anik. Thanks a lot for this sharing these details. So now there are certain questions out there in the. I mean, you can stop sharing, Anik, for now, please.
Yeah.
So there are some questions. I'll just iterate one by one. Just allow me a minute. All right. So we have a question from Sarvesh Thakur. He says, how detailed can we go in 4D as if an activity is partially completed? Then how can I show it in Synchro? So who would like to read that, Anik or Tathagata?
Yeah, I guess I have typed in that, but to reiterate, there are two approaches of doing that. You can either color code the elements on the basis of the construction process. So if the task status is, say, started, you can provide a color coding for that. Another thing that you can do is if you want to show the percentage of progression in the 3D scenario, in that case, there is a way to fine tune the appearance profile so that it shows the progression till the percentage of progression, and it can be then synced.
All right. I hope, Sarvesh, you got your answer. Anyone else would like to ask anything? You can just please type in the chat box.
I mean, if there are detailed queries about Synchro 4D, so we can take it up later also. No
So
worries.
you have our coordinates, our contact details out there displayed on the screen. You can raise your concerns, queries. You can write down an email, or you can call us anytime for the Synchro or 4D BIM related requirements, whatever you're looking at. And can we, okay. So now one more thing, Tathagata again Sarvesh has raised. Can we use Synchro for mechanical systems like the conveyor system?
Well, Synchro is, neutral to industries. It would be interesting to know what exactly you want to achieve, but it has been used across multiple industries, including plants, oil and gas. So yeah, I mean, I theoretically nothing should stop you from using Synchro in mechanical systems, but yes, it would be good to know what exactly you are trying to achieve.
All right. So now we have an interesting question by Parimal. They're saying that they use the Synchro as well as Fusion. So though we are not going to compare any of the softwares, but the question is more related to the outcome, which is more realistic or high rendering. I've seen, I mean, just before you guys answer this, even yesterday only, I was working on this Omniverse and I saw tremendous results with the help of Luminati using Synchro. I would like to add anything on that, Tathagata, Anik?
Now there is a link using which, the Unreal integration with Synchro 4D is indeed now possible. You can get in touch with us. We'll be happy to share with you that GitHub link where you get all the integrations, all of the plugins which are there. You need to ensure that your project is hosted in the Bentley Infrastructure Cloud, so that you can link it with Unreal.
Right. But on the other hand, can you just add some more aspects about NVIDIA Omniverse? Because I saw that it was really great. I mean, I was trying it out yesterday only to take it to Luminati and to Omniverse. How it can be, I think it will give a good results.
Anik, you want to take that?
Yeah. So we are moving away from NVIDIA to the next level visualization. You can still use the Illuminati's visualization. And now we have Unreal plugin available in the GitHub. You can also use
GitHub,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we are maturing in the Unreal way slowly and gradually, and probably the outcome will be even better what you get now.
All right. So that's nice to know that now we have a plugin as well.
And also, like, development is going on, so that I won't be able to give you any dates, but you should be expecting some newer features or newer tools for rendering synchro projects. So keep watching.
Wow. No, that's awesome because many places, even many of our clients, they are also asking that, the rendering could have been more better to get more realistic views. And if you are doing that, that's really great. From Aishwarya, there is one question. Is Immerso will be integrating with Synchro for construction progress monitoring?
Prateek, you want to take that?
On the Immerso side, or is it on the
Immerso side? Yeah, Immerso.
Yeah.
So yes, that integration is in process currently. Synchro and Immerso, we are near releasing some of the web backend work is ongoing on that part as well. So maybe I can quickly share that video how it is like. It's a particularly how we can do a site-based progress monitoring in that sense, like how you are scanning the site updates and how you are going forward with integrating those progress updates within your Synchro project. That video link I can share.
Like, to sum it up, yes, the integration is possible. We are trying to iron out, the issues while we launch. So again, I guess you'll all get to know when it's finally available. Yep.
All right. Everyone, you can get in touch with us or directly Bentley as well for these kind of guidelines. You have our coordinates or details out there. Just write an email or call us. We'll connect you with the Bentley team. Or the product experts are here only. You can directly get in touch with them as well.
I guess the link to the GitHub is in the chat. So
it's there, right? So
yeah,
link is already there by Anik. Thanks, Anik.
I have pasted that Immerso update as well. Synchro and Immerso. So that you can check. Yeah, sure.
Thank you. And this is what is Bentley known for, right? Immediate support and results. That's great. Thank you. So anyone else would like to ask anything? All right. So, yeah, of course, we will share the recordings as well. It might take a day or two, but yes, recordings will be shared. Plus, just to add, whosoever has attended the webinar and looking to maybe add Synchro to their projects or need any kind of services, for this, especially people who have attended the webinar, we have some discount offers running in. So you can get in touch with us for the same, for the discount on Synchro or the services that we are working with. We would love to, share more and more details about that. So with this, I think there are no more questions. So, Dr. Shumank, Prateek, Tathagata, Anik, shall we wind up for the day?
Yeah, we can.